missing, adopted, runs away. Whatever the cause, the scourge of missing children that happens around the world today, it is a painful stain that could actually happen to societies of any places. Now, according to Missing Child Europe, a child goes missing in EU every single 2 minutes. And in China, we have 600,000 people go missing every year. The desperate eyes of parents whose children are missing tell the poignant story much better than the way that we deliver it today. Now, those eyes are reflections of countless disappointments and social injustice. Societies everywhere should be touched by these helpless, hopeless, and timeless glares into the void. Now, of course, our social and legal organizations are doing their best with dealing with such an issue. But it is almost impossible for any single organization to cope with such a complex matter. Now, this is especially true in China, such a big piece of land, people, and all that, where a holistic approach of mature methods, resources, and structures to locate missing children are simply not in place. Understandably, as China's size and scope does present an incredible challenges, but if you were to tell this to the parents of a missing child, I think it's going to be very difficult to accept. As a father, when I look into the eyes of parents whose life has suddenly lost meaning, as a father, when I listen to the sound of silence with unspoken voices that brings even greater meaning, I think I want to help. All of us here wanted to help, whatever things that we can. But what can we do? See, as an individual, what we can offer is rather limited. But as someone that has been blessed with insight into the internet organizations, industry, and how technology can mobilize masses of people, we began to see a ray of hope in China. We realize that much can be done to alleviate the sufferings of parents who are painfully still waiting for some news, any news for that matter, of their loved ones. To explain what is possible with the help of technology, and I would like to invite Dawson, my good friend, the Senior Executive Vice President of Tencent and President of the Social Network Group, to share the story.
Bonjour, audience of VivaTech. Hello SY, thank you for having me here today. I'll be happy to talk about the project QQ Alert. Tencent hopes to provide a common charitable platform for the whole society. QQ, which is the most popular social platform among the young Chinese users, we hope to involve people all across the nation in finding missing children by utilizing facial recognition technology and QQ platform as enablers. A tiny bit of information from so many people and help them reunite with their families.
Each year, tens of thousands of children go missing in China. Most parents stand very little chance of seeing them again. We want to rescue these missing children in golden 72 hours. Tencent, the Chinese internet company, known for its QQ instant messenger, has come up with an innovative way, turning the social network into a missing children alert. Once a child goes missing, we use location-based services technology to identify millions of QQ users located in the same city. QQ users within the radius of 120 kilometers will receive a push message on their smartphones asking for help. They're the key players most likely to help. Share the information and draw public attention. QQ Alert turns a social network of 860 million users into a missing children alert. 288 million users have joined our campaign since 2014.
告诉我怎么找啊，有一点的信息都是这告诉我了，他们有好大的帮助。
We have used QQ Alert to find 54 missing children across China. 12 of them enjoyed family reunions. QQ Alert. Everyone can be a missing children rescuer in golden 72 hours.
Well, as you've just seen, time is the biggest enemy when children go missing. QQ Alert, or what we call the Chinese Amber Alert back home, by utilizing the power of social networking, has removed the information barriers between various public welfare platforms. Now, we began by bringing together millions of caring hearts and, in the shortest time possible, to help the parents search for the missing children. Unfortunately, however, a lot of missing children are still not located in time during such a crucial time period. Now, with the passage of time, taking from days to months and even sometimes turning into years, their faces, the children that have gone missing, their faces will change and they may be moved away, further away from their parents. This means the chance that could be, to find back where they have been, it becomes smaller as hope fades away with the minute. In Chinese, there's a word that we commonly say, 一个都不能少. Even one missing child is one too many for the parents. Their parents wouldn't give up, and we wouldn't give up either.
Do you realize how much our appearance changes with time? We're often unrecognizable to someone who hasn't seen us in 5, 10, or 20 years. This is particularly relevant in the case of a lost or abducted child, where the years change him or her into someone totally different than the face in the dated photos his family use in their desperate search. But QQ Alert is here to help. Equipped with facial recognition technology based on convolutional neural networks and facial feature extraction, we have conducted billions of trials using a 10 million sample database. Trained by deep learning analysis of the patterns of facial changes, its AI system is able to automatically integrate the traces of time and match a child with the adult he or she grows into with a 99.8% accuracy. Now, changes are no longer challenges. No matter how long your child's been missing, simply upload his or her photos to our cloud. QQ Alert is able to process a huge database at a rate of 50 million photos per second, instantly presenting results that can bring the lost child home. So far, QQ Alert has facilitated 286 rescues, reuniting 176 families. Technology is changing the world and helping that which was lost to be found. Though we cannot stop time, with ever-advancing technology, we can shorten the time it takes to bring the lost home. QQ Alert. Hope never dies.
Hope never dies. You see, whether it takes 5 years or 10 or sometimes even 20 years, no matter how long, a tearful though belated reunion is far better than tears shed in desperation. Fortunately, in these eras of technology can be used to shorten the time frame so that hope never dies. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those touching stories that we have just shared with you are real stories, and they have actually left a profound underlying impact to all of us who are involved in the world of technology. How can we collectively do better in empowering technology for hope? Well, to begin with, while technology may be useful in mobilizing and focusing the efforts of millions of people, it cannot be used in a random or haphazard manner. To be utilized in the most optimal manner, technology must be channeled and directed towards the greatest good for greatest number. And the key challenge then was to derive or devise a systematic and integrated approach to employ technology for the betterment of society. Now, the very first baby step that Tencent as a company has taken towards such goal was the establishment of Tencent Foundation back in the year 2007. And we committed to donate 2% of our annual revenue into such charitable pools. And very soon after, we realized that although we had devoted considerable efforts into such charitable causes, we haven't found an appropriately innovative mechanism to disperse the funds, and not to mention to raise enough or sufficient awareness. And we were simply just practicing traditional corporate social responsibility methods over the internet. And we realized that something was not right, and we couldn't tell why. And then came year 2008, where the biggest disaster of earthquake hit China, which totally changed the ways that many companies, we included, approach the world of philanthropy. Now, for those of us who are not familiar with the background, the Wenchuan earthquake was the largest natural disaster that has happened to China contemporarily. It was an 8.8 scale in magnitude and literally broke the hearts of every Chinese citizen. Many corporations actually came forward and helped, and Tencent was one of them. We donated 20 million renminbi then, but what moved us and educated us even more was that the magnitudes of the contributions that were being made by the internet public. 1 renminbi at a time, the average donations was 1 or 2 renminbi by a single individual, and hundreds of millions of people combined together to donate more than 23 million renminbi. Well, that amount shocked us into realization that the answer to the dilemma of how we go beyond traditional CSR was actually right in front of our noses. Apparently, we don't need a powerful few to change the world, and instead, we only need everyone to do a little bit more. At Tencent, we began to understand that by possessing the largest social platforms and user base in China, the best thing that we could actually do was to use them positively to leverage the power of the people. And our task then was to involve them, inspire them, and ignite their inner sense of humanity by providing them with the channels through which they could actually contribute. We consciously explore a new way to exceed the boundaries of conventional charity, a way of internet charity that was uniquely Tencent. And now, please welcome Charles, our beloved founder and the honorary chairman of the Tencent Foundation, to share his story.
VivaTech 的朋友们，大家好。我们今天可以看到，科技在加速度的发展，而且未来会越走越快。高科技的发展给我们人类带来的是什么？从腾讯的历史发展的过程中啊，非常重要的一条就是我们是以用户价值为依归，如何用科技去改善人类的生活，给用户带来价值，那是真正的履行一个企业的社会责任，也是一个商业公司最终追求的一个终极的一个目标。从07年开始，腾讯成为中国民政部第一家注册的互联网的公益基金呢，走到今天刚好10年了。互联网公益用科技的手段实现了人人可公益，最大的程度的 把公益的理念和效果散发出来。我们到现在为止，在这个公益平台上已经捐赠超过了17亿元，但这个数字不是我最关心的，我是关心的是这17亿元是有1亿网友捐赠的，而这一个平台里面，1人捐1点钱，1亿人捐1点钱，成为了世界最大的互联网公益平台。这个正能量远远超过金钱总额带来的力量。公益如何在科技的影响中叠加在一起、融合在一起，从而散发出来的力量，那是能推动人类的进步。我始终相信，人类的发展过程中，人类的善良必定会推动人类积极的往幸福的路上走。
As Charles said, the intrinsic goodness of humanity, will drive us to actively pursue a future of well-being for humankind. Now, this forms the single most important guiding principle for our philanthropy, as we believe that the very essence of humanity are good and kind-hearted. 人之初，心本善. And given it's my main objective today, to inspire all of us here today to purposefully seek out ways to engage the technology-driven charity. Now, I'm going to take a few moments to distill the essence of Tencent Foundation with Charles' experience. First of all, it is really about inspiring a consistent, not a sporadic commitment to help the helpless. A year after the Wenchuan incidents, spikes in donations, and understandably, the charitable giving was down considerably. Well, this might be expected, but it isn't right. It's just not right. For love and care for others shouldn't just happen when there are crises. So Charles then moved on by saying traditional charity, which is fragmented and sporadic, cannot truly unleash the true meaning of charity. So therefore, we then took it upon ourselves to figure out a passage of righteousness where charity can become a habit. And through the introductions of a monthly donation program on a Tencent charity platform, we allow users to donate every month in support of charity of their choices. And we figure if people had a choice, charity potentially could become a part of people's daily lives. And that brings us to the second insight, devotion by choice and personal passion. See, there are now more than 20,000 programs on the Tencent charity platform for users to choose from. We discovered that people not only wanted to be good, to do good by donating, but more importantly, they also want to know the progress of their act of kindness. Giving is always a single act of kindness, but being involved in the process is an immersion of emotional commitment. Well, thanks to WeChat, a donor today can actually see the progress of his donated program. And their donation activities initiated on WeChat Moments are now even connected to people's social links, empowering individuals' donations to have a greater influence on the society among the social network. Thirdly, focus on software, not hardware. In the past, in China, charitable activities were almost hardware-centric, meaning we focus on supporting the constructions of infrastructures. But experience has taught us that it is software, not hardware, that was important. Society urgently needs to improve software in the forms of skills and training in order to bring about lasting changes and impact. Yes, we still have people, and we support them to donate for infrastructure, but we also do charity at a deeper level, investing, inspiring more, paying continuous attention, and integrating resources to comprehensively improve the charitable of giving. And finally, a disruptive approach beyond convention. In our traditional thoughts, doing charity has always been giving away money. But our platforms and the evolutions of our products offerings are giving more options for directed sense of giving. The internet has led to far more possibilities for charity, created products that have made us a better society and have created a pathway for individual involvement. The key idea is involvement. The diverse methods of involvement via mobile and social have easily made being charitable quite easy and enjoyable. So here are just some of the examples that you're seeing. Well, those insights or learnings, if you like, are just the essence of how Tencent view internet charity today. And in order for them to create more impact, they require activism, passion, and of course, an accurate awareness of what forms the core society issues. Now, to make a difference in a larger scale, we must pinpoint the most volatile and the vital pain points in our societies and inspire action. And here's a case about how Tencent Foundations applies those 4 learnings on a 3-day charity program.
And the success of 9/9 Charity Day, started a few years ago by Tencent, shows what is possible when people have an easy way to get involved.
We're all capable of small deeds. But unlike these famous humanitarians, we are lacking the power to change the world. Aren't we? Little spark of force to change the world. Tencent's 9/9 Charity Day encourages everyone to set up their own micro-charity fund. Through big data analysis, the charity projects are matched with credible NGOs on the platform based on project profile. Individuals with interest to participate will be reached through on-target push notification. Fundraising goals are generally met within an hour. The best part is, all donations can be made with one click on WeChat.
In just 3 days last year, 6 million people like you, raised 305 million RMB and supported more than 3,600 projects.
In only 3 days, we successfully mobilized the post-90 generation to become the biggest donors.
微信捐款平台
腾讯99公里创造了3年期非二周达到了3.5亿。
We don't need a powerful few to change the world. We only need everyone to do just a little.
We don't need a powerful few to change the world. We only need everyone to just do a little bit more. Now, thanks to technology, today we have the means to involve people, to inspire people, and more importantly, to ignite people's passions. Technology provides the spark that can ignite and change the world by unifying all of us together in the most unattainable manners in the past. And as Dumas famously wrote, "Un pour un." I hope I got it right in French. And translated in English, it basically means one for all and all for one. Well, my friends today in Paris, we are here today. We all come from different nations. We all come from different cultures and different fields of endeavors. But we are all here at VivaTech for one reason, because we have one thing that's common within us. We are passionate people who keep pushing the envelope. So how do we push that envelope towards empowering humans through technology? And how do we extend the current limits of performance and innovations and go beyond our commonly acceptable boundaries, not just for reasons of commercials, but for the purpose of greater good? At Tencent, we do have someone's main job description is to push that envelope. Now, that envelope pusher at Tencent believes that we should look beyond the traditional internet and look into the disciplines of core technologies which are an unexplored betterment for the future. He is a futurist working on the belief that Tencent's main mission for the next decade, together with many big companies in the world, will be to improve the human conditions through technology. Let's hear from David Wallerstein.
Bonjour VivaTech. Bonjour SY. One of the things we do at Tencent is that we try to think about the biggest challenges that humanity will be facing going forward. Let's think of an issue like climate change, and think of another issue like global agriculture, and then think of another issue such as the health of our oceans. And to better address these challenges, we need everyone on Earth to become more aware of these challenges so we can make better decisions every day. We think technologists and entrepreneurs will play an essential role to solving these challenges, but we also believe everyday people, anyone in the society, consumers, also can play an impact because every day with our decision making, but it really starts with intention, that first step, that desire for that individual to make a change, that desire to find a way to solve a problem. We have some ideas, we have some answers, but we certainly have none, we don't have all of them. And we only get to the solutions by working together in a community, businesses, individuals, and governments. Thank you very much.
Well, in summing up what David has just shared with us, we hope to address and prevent the occurrence of the tragedies of the commons through the use of technology. Currently, AI, artificial intelligence, represents the most advanced technology in the world. However, Stephen Hawking has said, the rise of powerful AI will be either for the best and for the worst of humanity, and we do not yet know which. See, the true tragedies of humanity would be to allow the use of technology in a most dystopian or harmful manner. So the real question becomes, which versions of our future will we prevail? At Tencent, we are betting on the successful value integrations between humans and machines. We believe that our better agents, our better angels, will rise upon all senses to ensure a great future. We believe that the greatest good and the greatest number will prevail, and we believe that technology will play a vital part in the altruistic manner. Technology doesn't have value, but people does. People like you and I. People must identify the best part of the internet and unleash the power of altruism. We must believe in and we must have faith in basic goodness and the intrinsic kindness of humankind. 人之初，心本善. And then, by only then, perhaps we can together to find a solutions to that tragedies of the commons with technology's help.
We appreciate user value. I guess my advice to startups would be to take advantage of today's innovative environment and focus on finding solutions for users' pain points. They should build up their core competence in specific areas in order to better address and provide solutions to pressing social problems. I believe those innovators with warmth will win the future.
So we're very focused on finding technologies that can help humanity better architect the way we do things, better architect our lives to be more efficient, more sustainable, smarter, more intelligent. I think once we really rev up that engine of innovation, rev up that engine of entrepreneurship for solving global problems, we have no doubt that we're going to have a much better future, and the time is now to act.
科技代表了人类最聪明的那一部分，公益代表了人类最善良的那一部分，它们的结合将会积极地推动着人类向良善、幸福的方向发展。我对未来的世界和社会依然是充满着乐观和有信心，因为社会是我们人与人的社会，人与人之间的良善的关系，形成这个更加平的信息化的这个社会以后呢，这个生态系统里面，地球村里面的良善会发出它人类的光芒。
See, for the longest time, I always have this idea that the world that we're living in today doesn't quite belong to us. We are just caretakers of this world for the generations of the future. We have the power and the responsibility to be good guardians of the future. My charge to all of us today is to believe in the power of technology to bring about awesome and beneficial changes. And more importantly, also believe in the power of human kindness to direct and the trust directions of those technology. Viva Tech and Viva Humanity. Thank you. 谢谢。